office. I want to give everybody from around the world a chance to join us. So do me a favor, and I want you to jump into the comments and tell me, where are you watching this from? Okay, number one. And I got a question for you. We are going to light it up today in this live stream. I have a question that we're going to kick this off with. I want you to ask yourself this question. You ready? Is what you're doing today getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow? I'm going to ask you that question again right now, okay? Is what you're doing today getting you one step closer to where you want to be tomorrow in your life? And I want you to be honest with yourself. Go into the comments and say whether or not it's true. Yes, Mel, what I'm doing today is getting me one step closer to where I want to be tomorrow. Or this is a moment for honesty. Mel, no. Nope. What I'm doing today, definitely not getting me one step closer to where I want to be tomorrow. And you have to have that level of honesty with yourself. And let me tell you why. Because I don't want you to spend another year of your life living in fear. Okay? Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, fear of getting started, fear of other people's opinions, fear of it not working out. Aren't you sick and tired of all of this fear? I mean, you're not meant to live in fear. That's why it feels so uncomfortable. You know that there is this untapped potential that is deep inside of you. Even if you're wildly successful, I consider myself to be a person who is wildly successful. I have achieved things beyond my wildest dreams. I have also been crazy stuck. And here's what I know. You have untapped potential inside you. And I don't want you to spend another year of your life living in fear. Fear of that potential, fear of success, fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of what everybody's going to think if you do the thing. You're not meant to live in fear. You are meant to live an amazing life. You are meant to remove the friction and remove the frustration and to start focusing on things that are going to bring more meaning to your life. They're going to help you tap into the potential of your life. That's what you're here to do. And I think that's why it is so common to get to this place in your life where you just feel this sense that there's something more, right? That there's more that you can do. There's more potential that you can tap into, but you don't know how to start. Well, luckily, that's where your friend Mel comes in, because I don't want you to spend another year of your life living in fear. You're not meant to do that. You are meant to build, create, and experience something extraordinary in this lifetime that you have. And it is all about learning how to go from thinking about what you want and spinning in your emotions to picking something that is worth working on, creating a project that really matters to you, and then doing the work to make it happen. Okay. And that brings me to you, to me, and how I am going to help you do that. And here's what we're going to talk about today. I want to give you something. I'm so excited about this, and I'm so happy because I get to share with you the fact that I have a gift for you that is live. It is ready for you. I'm so excited about this thing. It is a 2-part free training that is called Make It Happen. It is live right now. And you want to know the incredible part? 200,000 of you from 194 countries have registered to take this free course. It's free. It's my gift from you. When you register, you literally go right down there. All the information is right there. You can also go right to the search bar and type in melrobbins.com/make-it-happen. All you got to do is register. It takes literally less than a minute, and boom, the first of 2 videos is right there for you. Okay. In addition, you get this free workbook. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to walk you through what we're going to cover in the first video lesson. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to click the link, and I want you to go jump in the training. Instead of watching me do this, go watch the incredible 1-hour-long video where I am going to teach you to go from thinking about what you need to do and spinning in all your emotions about what you need to do to actually taking action. There is a science to this. There is a skill that you can learn. There is research that you can leverage in order to move yourself forward, because you want to know the simple secret to success. It's get off your butt and do something about it. It's really that simple. You want to know the secret to happiness? Get off your butt and do something about it. It's that simple. You want to know the secret to having better health? Get off your butt and do something about it. Thinking about what you want to change and make happen in your life does not make it happen. It's in the doing that you tap into your potential. It's in the doing that you make extraordinary things happen. And so I'm going to explain to you what you can expect in video number 1, which is live right now. You click the link, go to melrobbins.com/make it happen, join more than 200,000 other students who are leveling up their life, who are tapping into their potential, who know that what they deserve is they deserve another way. Instead of spending another day living in fear, instead of wasting more time tonight or right now, just mindlessly scrolling on social media because it's easy, how about you invest that time in your own development? How about you let me coach you for 2 hours? Because the second that you sign up, you not only get the workbook, which I'm going to walk you through right now, you also can watch the first training. And if you're tuning in right now and you've already taken the first training or you've already signed up for Make It Happen, put it in the comments. Tell me what you're learning if you've already taken the first lecture in this 2-part, 2-hour research-backed curriculum. This is my gift for you. And I want to tell you why I'm doing this. I am doing this because every spring I create a free training. And I've been doing this for years now because I love to thank you for being here on social media with me. And now I really want to thank you because you have made the Mel Robbins podcast one of the single most successful podcasts on the entire planet. You are here at the home of the Mel Robbins podcast. Can you give it up? Some of the team members that are here, the Mel Robbins podcast. Yep. And I think it's also important for you to know, I'm not creating this alone. We put the full brain power, heart, and soul of our team behind this training for you. That's why it's premium. That's why it's incredible. And that's why we wanted to give this gift to you, because you're showing up, you're listening to the podcast, you're sharing these episodes with your friends and your family and your loved ones. You are giving us your time, your attention, one of your most precious commodities. So I want to give you the gift of directing your attention back to your own life. I want to teach you the secret to success, which is getting off your butt and doing something about it. I don't want you to spend another year of your life living in fear because you're not meant to or created for or built for that. That's not what you're meant to do. You are meant to live an amazing life, and you do that by creating it. So let's jump in to what you can expect in training number 1, which is available right now for free. You can literally leave this live stream. I'm begging you, if you have not signed up, go to the training. The link is literally right here. Get your workbook, watch lecture number 1, and let's start making things happen. Let's get you off your butt and doing something about creating the life that you want, leveling up in business, defining the goals that you want. And so here's what we're going to do. Let me give you a preview to training number 1. This is literally the best training that I have ever created. I love this, love this, love this. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to open it up, and we've got questions on page 2 of the workbook that I'm going to walk you through to really get you present before class begins. And the question that I'm going to ask you to begin in this training is simple. What do you want to make happen in the next 6 months of your life? What do you want to make happen in the next 6 months of your life? If I look at the calendar, I have a gigantic, this is my favorite thing in the office. You can probably barely see it, but it is a custom, humongous whiteboard that is an enormous calendar over there behind me that we had created, that I love this thing. And if I look at the calendar 6 months from now, it's going to be October. So what do you want to make happen between now and October? And I guarantee you, if you can define it, you can take the steps to make it happen. And that brings me back to the very first question I asked you, which is, ask yourself, is what you're doing today actually getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow, to where you want to be 6 months from now? Is it? If not, we got some changes to make. We got some things we need to do, and I want to help you do that. So what do you want to make happen in the next 6 months of your life? That's where we're going to start. And here's what's really important is that I think sometimes the hardest thing when you're either in a rut or you're kind of in a groove is that you don't stop and think about what you actually want. Defining what you want, that target to hit, is such an important question. Because when you get very clear about what you want, which is I'm going to help you do in this first part of the training, You now do a couple important things. Number one, you've made a decision. And when you make a decision and you get serious about what you want, that singular decision can change the trajectory of your life. That's number one. Number two, I think there's this really important energetic and physics and neuroscience and spiritual thing that happens. And it happens on so many levels, which is when you get serious about defining what you want in your life, I believe that life itself starts to organize itself in a way to help you. And we will dig into this in the training, but I really, 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 what is this? What if I don't know what you want? Then this training is going to help you get clear about it. Because one of the main reasons, this is a question from Deanne, that you don't really know what you want is because you have handed all of your attention and your brain power to everybody else and everything else in your life. And when everything else is important, nothing is important. And so you need to hit the pause button and take 2 hours with your friend Mel Robbins and hit the pause button. And you got to stop this like pace of life where you are just racing yourself into the ground and every email feels like you're on fire and everything at work is an emergency. And we got to slow this runaway train down. And I got to point you back at the mirror and you got to take a deep breath and you got to get serious about what you want. Because when you've turned over your time, your energy, your attention, your brain power, everything to everyone else and everything else, that is no life for you. And we got to start by slowing you down and getting you to define what you actually want. And I implore you, if you don't know what you want, you have to get into this training. It's free. It's backed by science. More than 200,000 students have already signed up. By next week, it'll be 500,000. Why would you miss out on this? Why would you not take an opportunity to slow down and to direct your attention at something that will empower you, something that will get you out of this mode of spending another year living in fear and giving all your time and energy, feeling stressed out to everybody else? I want you to take control. I want you to stop for a minute, and I want you to focus on what actually matters to you and get some clarity about some simple things that you could do for yourself that's meaningful to you, that you could take on making happen. And look, it could be big things. You might want to get serious about this side hustle becoming profitable so you can quit your job. That would be a big thing. You might want to go back to school. That would be a big thing. You might want to build life after divorce or after the kids are heading off to college and you're an empty nester. That would be a big thing. You might want to take on a health goal. That would be a big thing. Might be a small thing. Maybe you want to make some doctor's appointments and actually check a bunch of those things off. That was on my list last year. I had to get a colonoscopy and I had to get a mammogram. I had not gotten those things done in years, but simply making a plan to make it happen made me feel like I was actually starting to take control again. And so it could be something tiny. It could be inspirational. It could be big. It could be something that scares you. It could be just something that you never seem to have the time to do in your life. You get to choose, but I'm going to walk you through slowing down so that you can get the clarity that you need to decide what do you want to make happen in the next 6 months of your life. This really, really matters. Okay. And I get that you're busy. I get that you don't have time. You can watch this video anytime that you want. But if you know you want in on this training, and why wouldn't you? I want you to just take a second, leave the live stream, go to melrobbins.com/make-it-happen or click the link right below this live stream and get in and take advantage of this opportunity to spend 2 hours with me. Our team here in our Boston studios poured our hearts and souls into this for you. This is a premium training for you because we really wanted to thank you for all your support of the Mel Robbins podcast. So Doug is using this training. Oh, great. To open his restaurant. Congratulations, Doug. That's pretty awesome. Tal wants clarity in their relationship. Beth wants to see friends more. Fantastic. See, if you can get clear about what you want in your life, you can learn the science of taking the actions and making it a habit to fight inertia and to fight fear by tapping into something that you're going to learn in this first training called the domino effect. So let me talk a little bit about what is going on in the first training, which is available live right now. 200,000 people around the world are taking the first class with Professor Mel Robbins. The curriculum is live, it's science backed. And here's what you're going to love about it. So I'm dyslexic, I have ADHD, I got a lot of stuff going on, right? I'm also 56 and in the middle of menopause. That might be a little bit too much information for you, but when it comes to brain fog, it comes to juggling a lot of things. And if it comes to like kind of trying to wrap my brain around really intellectual concepts, I have a hard time doing that, believe it or not. That's why I love using models and physical objects, like, I might use a cup or something to explain. And in this one, guess what we're doing in the first training? We're talking about dominoes. I actually bring a set of dominoes to the first training. And this is super cool because you and I are going to use physics. Don't get scared. It was hard for me in high school too. I'm going to make it super easy. Okay. We're going to use physics to teach you how to go from thinking to doing. Why? Because the secret to success, happiness, health, all of it is getting your butt off the couch and doing something about it. And so I'm going to teach you something called the domino effect. We're going to use principles of physics to explain why it's so easy in life to feel stuck, why it's so easy in life to know that you are capable of more, or that you have this potential that you can't seem to tap into, why it's so easy to have your life hijacked by everybody else's priorities and emergencies and feel like you have no gas left in the tank for yourself, why it's so easy to hit these ceilings in your career or with your business or with your health and not know how to level up. And so we're going to talk about the domino effect. We're going to talk about something called the starter domino. We're going to talk about momentum and velocity and how you can tap into it to learn how to make it a habit, to take consistent, aligned, confident action. Okay. And so how are we going to do this? We're going to talk also about hacking motivation. And it really is important. And I use this tool a lot. I'm going to introduce you. And again, this is, look at this workbook. Can you believe this is free? So you're going to go answering all these questions about energy, because I use the word energy in this training because we're starting to talk about making action a habit. Energy for me is all about fuel. It's like your life force. It's the fuel inside you. It's your focus. And so we're going to walk you through some of the questions here around the fuel that you have. And then I'm going to introduce you. I love this. Oh man, this workbook has a lot in it. This is all video 1. Page 5, you've got more stuff around the next 6 months. You've got the various categories of your life. I'm going to prompt you to slow down and think about friendships and relationships and love. I'm going to ask you to think about finances and making money, purpose, spirituality and meaning, career, money or school, health and wellness. If there's another category of your life that matters to you that is not represented in those 5 kind of big chunks, you got a space to kind of put that here. As you can see, check this out. We're going to talk about something called the knowledge action gap, which was a term that was invented, first used, I think, in 1999 by a bunch of professors that were in business school. I'll explain it all in the training, but it's important for you to understand the domino effect and your role in your own life as a starter domino. And for me personally, when I hear these fancy pants, intellectual, sciencey, research-backed terms, I get it. And I love feeling smart and knowing all this stuff. But if I don't know how to use this stuff in my life, it just makes you smart, but it doesn't actually translate to action. And so I created this training because there's so much information about what to do and why. I wanted you to know how. And using the physical examples to explain physics and motivation and momentum and how to fight inertia and how to be a starter domino in your own life, which you're not only going to have the physical examples and demonstrations in the first video in the free training, you're also going to be able to then apply it deeper into your life with the examples in this workbook, which is also free. And by the way, because so many of you do not have a printer, and also printing ink is super expensive, I want you to know that you can print out a full copy of this in beautiful color, and you can get it spiral bound if that's something you choose to do. But we also have a low ink variety, and we also have a digital fill variety if you don't want to print one out at all. So we've thought about how to help you make this training really work in your life. One question I keep seeing is the training happening at a certain time? No. If you just go to the link right now and jump in, you'll be joining more than 200,000 students around the world. You get access to the workbook for free. The first video in the 2-part science-backed curriculum is already live. So the second that you click, boop, you can register, you can get your workbook, you can watch video number 1, which is, I think it's over an hour long, isn't it? And it's gorgeous. You're going to absolutely love it. And you then can go deeper in the workbook. And I'm going to explain what all this stuff is in just a minute because it relates to where you are. And we're starting with where you are before we get you the clarity about where you're going to go. Because if you're so busy and if you're overwhelmed and if you spend your days doing things that are not getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow, you are going to be low energy. And so I want to point that out to you so that you understand why this is so important. You can probably hear our ice maker going in the background. I'm going to take a sip of water because I'm also recovering from bronchitis. And so I'm not my normal, like, let's go, let's go, let's go. I got to take a quick breath. Do we have more questions, Charlotte, that you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Oh. If you've signed up, I want to know. And if you have signed up, please share this with your friends. Share this with your colleagues. Post it to your social media accounts. This is a free resource. And one of the reasons why it is important for you to share this free training with the people in your life that you love and that you care about is, number one of the best ways that you can show somebody that you love them is by supporting them in tapping into their potential, by showing them that you believe that they are capable of achieving their dreams. And when you send somebody the link to melrobbins.com/make-it-happen, you're basically saying, I see you. I think you're awesome. I think you can do amazing things. And I know with a little bit of guidance, a little bit of support, a little bit of motivation, and a whole lot of science, you can make amazing things happen. So it's a fantastic thing to give to people in your life. So please, please, please be generous with this, okay? And the third reason why it's really important for you to invite the people that you love. Do this with your family. Do this with your workmates at work. Do this with your classmates or your roommates. Do this with your significant other, because it will bring deeper connection in your friendships, in your family, in your most intimate relationships, if you're supporting one another in going after bigger things that make you feel like you're growing and that give you more meaning in your life. And, you know, we all know and can spot in people that we love, oh, somebody that's just thinking about what they want, but they're not actually doing anything. But we do it ourselves too. Whether you're successful or whether you're in a period in your life where you feel like crazy stuck, I've been in both places, there is potential inside you that you can tap into. And I'm going to tell you right now, as your friend, you're capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. I believe that about you. And that's why you're watching this. So how about we put your money where your mouth is and let's prove it. Prove it to yourself, prove it to the world. Do not spend another year of your life living in fear. Let's go make something amazing happen. So one of the things that we're going to talk about in training 1 is I'm going to walk you through something called the fuel gauge. Now, this is a tool that I have used forever. And it is something that I do in order to tap into that internal knowledge and wisdom that you have about where you are in your life and whether or not what you're doing today and how you feel today is aligned with who you're trying to become and what you want to be tomorrow. And oftentimes when life feels really hard or when you feel exhausted or blah or tired, and I think so many of us do, that number one, you are not aligned with the things that you want. And when you feel that low energy, you can get trapped in your head and feel like you're the only one that feels that way. You're not. And it's also overwhelming to think, well, how the heck am I going to add something when I already don't have time for myself? Well, that's why we're starting with video 1, with teaching, of course, about the domino effect and about being the starter domino in your own life, but also taking time for yourself to truly get quiet and be honest with yourself about where are you? Where are you in life right now when it comes to fun and happiness? Where are you when it comes to purpose and spirituality and meaning? Where are you in your life when it comes to health and wellness, work, career, business, relationships, and fun? And you might find that you're at zero. You might find that your tank is full, but knowing that is going to help us get very clear about what you actually want to work on. Because I truly believe, and I mean this, I truly believe that one of the most important things that you can do in life is to have something out in the future that is acting like a beacon that reminds you to pick your head up and to look ahead and to be working towards something that's really meaningful to you. And when you simply have that, and what's fascinating is, it's interesting that I'm talking to you right now about this because we just wrapped taping an episode with this extraordinary professor. He is a professor at NYU's Stern School of Business. He is also a fellow. He has a PhD in psychology. He's written 3 New York Times bestsellers. I'm talking about none other than Dr. Adam Alter. And he just wrote this book called The Anatomy of a Breakthrough. And based on his extensive research, he has come down with a formula that is 3 steps to how you create a breakthrough, which is basically shorthand for saying, how do you tap into greater potential? How do you break through periods in your life where you feel stuck and level up? And the 3 steps match perfectly to what I'm walking you through right here. Why? Because it works. And the first thing we need to do is teach you a little bit of science so that you go, oh, I'm not the only one. Oh, I see why it's easy to get stuck. Oh, I understand why I'm here. Oh, I can do something about this. Of course you can do something about this. You want to know why? Because it's easy to get kind of spun around in your emotions, but you're not meant to stay there. You're meant to do something pretty freaking awesome. And so let me help you do that. Okay. Now, training number 2 is going to drop in a couple days. And here's what's super cool. It's all happening on the same page. So when you go to melrobbins.com/make-it-happen, or you just click on the link below, you will find the registration where you can get your workbook for free. This sucker is, holy cow, 28 pages long. Look at this, 28 pages long, 29 pages long. We don't want to miss that last page there because every single page counts. 29 pages long, over 2 hours of all new science-backed curriculum. We have over 200,000 people registered, fellow students of yours from around the world who are taking this. And here's some critical things that I want you to know. When is it happening? Now, right now. When is your life happening? Now, right now. When do you need to make a decision to do something different? Now. When do you need to start deciding that you're going to put yourself first? Now. When do you need to stop living in fear? Now. When do you need to get serious about really doing the work to create the life that you want? How about right now? That's right. How about we do that right now? Why would you waste another year? Why waste another 6 months? Why waste another month? Why waste another week? Why waste another day or another hour of your life not taking your life and turning it in the direction that really means something to you? And here's the thing that has surprised me. We reach millions and millions of people every single day who listen to the podcast from around the world, who follow me on social media. And the thing that never ceases to amaze me is the teeniest little change. I mean, just that simply deciding you're going to start painting again, simply deciding that you're going to get control of your frustration so you don't snap at your kids, deciding that you are going to fill out the paperwork and apply to nursing school and for the financial aid, deciding that you are going to start researching grants for your nonprofit, like the just tiniest little decision. And it's just fear of failure, fear of success, fear of other people's opinions, fear of the unknown, fear of getting started, fear of like whatever you can invent that's stopping you from being the starter domino and tipping in your life. Becky has a great question. Mel, can I work on one goal at a time? Of course you can. And here's why. The exact same process that I'm going to teach you and make it happen is the exact same process that the world-renowned researchers who research breakthroughs use. It is the same process that you use for a creative breakthrough. It's the same process you use if you want to break through and level up if you're already wildly successful. It's the same process that you would use if you want to have a breakthrough because you're feeling stuck or lost or just in a really low moment rut that we all get into from time to time. So yes, what's super cool about what you're about to learn is this is the research backed, simple, science supported process that absolutely everybody uses when they want to break through from where they are to go somewhere else. And so learn it, focus on one thing at a time because you're going to be more successful. But absolutely, this is the same process I used to start the Mel Robbins podcast. It's the same process my husband and I used when about 4 years ago, we were in a really low point in our marriage and we needed to have a breakthrough. It's the same process that I have used as I have had all these changes in my hormones due to menopause and needing to figure out how to have a breakthrough in my health. It is the same process that I have used in writer's block as I'm working on my next book, which is about the let them theory. So it's the exact same process over and over and over again. I would love to hear more about why you're taking this. And if you don't know, just say, I just want a breakthrough. Like, I'm taking this because I am going to make something extraordinary happen. And I'm going to use this training, Mel, to define what I want. Cindy is pursuing HR certifications. Cindy, I freaking love that. Judy is taking the training with her daughter. That is amazing. Andre has his whole team taking the training. Fantastic. This is absolutely perfect to take with a team. And, one of the things we'll talk about in training number 2, because we're not only going to give you the blueprint, and you can watch this on your own time. You can watch this again and again. You can come back to this a month from now if you have a new goal. But one of the things you're going to learn in training number 2 is that this is a process that will work with you doing it on your own, but it will work better when you do it with other people. And you know this in your life. Like if you're training for a marathon, Cameron on our team is training for a marathon. And I was just telling her, you should sign up with a running club. That's how I trained when I did my first marathon. And it's a little embarrassing to think you're going to be the worst runner in a running club. But what you learn is all the strategies. And you actually get to draft off other people and you gain momentum. And so the other thing about this program is that it's designed for you to repeat over and over. It's designed for you to do with other people. And it is a way for you and I to do this together too. Okay, awesome. So I'm getting questions about, okay, who should sign up? Absolutely everybody. Seriously, this is for absolutely anybody. If you're breathing and you're watching this, you can benefit from this. And as you can tell, I have a knack for explaining complex topics using simple props and things you can understand so that you can apply it to your life. Why? Because if it's simple and you can remember it and explain it to somebody else, you will likely use it in your life. And so I want to make sure that you not only are smarter and more empowered, I want to make sure that you are in action and you know what to do, because that's the most important thing. Why? Well, because the secret to success is getting off your butt and doing something about it. The secret to happiness, getting off your butt and doing something about it. The secret to financial freedom, getting off your butt and doing something about it. Okay. So coming back to the same things over and over and over again. Let's see, where can you sign up? Go to melrobbins.com/make-it-happen. Everything that you need is pinned on the link below. Questions about the workbook? What format is this coming in? Well, you can print it out, and you can print it out in this beautiful laid out color version, right? Look at that. Whoa, we got a beautiful calendar. Look at this. See? We've got a beautiful calendar for you. You can tell I love my calendars. The whiteboard's back there. We also have a low color, single color, in order to save ink. And we have a digital version so that you can fill it out online to save you having to print it at all. I personally love to just take it down to a local copy shop and get the spiral bound thing, because I'm just one of the old fashioned physical kind of like to write things. You're going to love this exercise. Look at what we're going to do, everybody. There is simply no reason why you shouldn't sign up for this. And here's the thing that I want to ask you. If you're not signing up, why? Why? Why wouldn't you accept the support and coaching and empowerment from one of the most successful podcast hosts, researchers, New York Times bestsellers, like on and on the planet? This is my thank you to you for showing up for me and the Mel Robbins podcast. Why wouldn't you join what will be a student body of 500,000 people taking advantage of this? Why wouldn't you invite your family and friends? Like, I really want you to question how you've gotten to a point in your life that you wouldn't just jump into something like this in order to empower yourself. And if you don't know the answer to why you've gotten so skeptical or resigned or beaten down, here's the thing. I want you to trust me, and I want you to take a leap of faith. And I want you to prove that you're bigger than the fears or the resignation or the setbacks that you faced. And that even just clicking the link and putting yourself in this is an act of defiance that proves that you're going to make some amazing things happen. It's the first, as you're going to learn, domino to fall. So do you watch the videos through your email? Well, once you sign up, here's what's super cool. At melrobbins.com/make-it-happen, that's where the whole thing is hosted. So it's right there, and you can bookmark the page so you can come back to it. But I will email you when the videos are live. Absolutely. And so the email is there just to support you. What is the importance? Well, here's the thing. When everything is important, nothing's actually important. In order for something to be important, you need to define that it is important to you, and you need to prove it by chipping away at it. That is the secret. And that's what we're going to talk about. And it sounds kind of dumb, like when you just hear it like that, but when you see all the research and science and you apply everything I'm going to teach you to your own life, it becomes crucial and imperative. Okay. And that's the benefit, that you're not only going to learn, you're going to see yourself taking action. And it is time for you to do that. I do not want you to spend another year of your life living in fear. You're not meant to do that. It is time for you to stop putting everything else in your life first and define what you want and take the steps to create it. And it would be an absolute honor to be your coach, to be your professor. This is free, zero cost. That is the cost. The cost is zero to you. So please be generous with the link. Please invite your friends. Please feel free to organize a book club or something around this, because you will gain momentum and velocity by having people in your life doing this too. You're going to love it. Bryce is inviting his two best friends and his boyfriend. Amber has emailed this to her partner, Dasha. Hello, my friend said that we're doing this, so I'm doing this. Judith is ready to get her business off the ground. Susie is ready for a new chapter after her kids. I got one coming too, Susie. Pernell wants to get a PhD. I freaking love that. Pernell, how about let's make that happen, right? If you can define it, you can do it. That's what this is about, and I've got the science to prove it. So just click the link below, share the link with everybody you know, get in class because it is in session. And in case no one else tells you, I'm going to tell you that I love you. That's why we created this. I love you. I believe in you, and I believe in your ability to create a better life. And learning how to take consistent, aligned action on the things that matter to you, learning how to hit the pause button and take time for yourself, learning how to align some of the simple things you do every single day, not with where you are, but where you want to be tomorrow. That is the secret. That's what we're digging into. That's why I'm here in your life, to remind you that you have so much potential. You are capable of so much more than you think, and it's time for us to tap into it and make something incredible happen. Alrighty, I'll see you in class.